Hey everyone, it's Jay.
And I'm Kendra, and you're listening to Mood Swings, the podcast. Hey, girl.
Hey Kay.
How are you? You sounding a little, what's wrong?
I don't know. My mood today. Usually this is the uplifting comedy show, everything like that. But today I feel real moody. I feel real like doomy, doomsday-ish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because all right, so to the listeners, today I want to pause and reflect on the tragic and shocking news that Charlie Kirk was fatally shot today, and while speaking at the Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Although I often disagree strongly with his views, I believe that there is never a justification for taking another human life.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And that's just one thing that has happened, Kendra. So
Yeah.
therefore, my mood is moody, and I'm going to go into a couple more things they have, and therefore I believe this Basil Hayden's Kentucky Bourbon is
Mm-hmm.
what's going to get me through. It already singed about 2 vocal cords because I shot that shit back so goddamn fast. I needed something. Get me back. The Basil Hayden's is doing it for me today. I don't know what you're drinking. I would love to hear about it though.
I, like you, it's been a weird week, so I needed to get a good drink going. So I made myself a gin and tonic with a beautiful lime. It's delicious. It's refreshing, and I know you have some
Oh my
opinions about a
god.
gin and tonic, so go ahead. Go
Did you
ahead.
just well, first of all, I think I heard you just labeled it as refreshing.
It is so
I don't
refreshing.
know what the 93 octane of this particular liquor is refreshing about it, but okay. Um, Let me know about it because I know that shit is thick
Oh my god.
AF. It's thick. Remember I told you about that drink that I had? It was a martini and it was
Yes.
with 2 olives. I was trying to be super cool and stuff, and that was so thick that I couldn't even drink it. I mean, I thought someone was trying to kill me. I thought it may have been
You
some
were. I don't understand why your drink is thick.
real
There's
thick.
nothing thick about the only thing thick in here is me, honey. That's the only thing thick in here. This drink
That's
is
what I
not thick. What are you
that's
talking
right.
about?
You know what, girl? I'm about to clink clink that one. Clink clink clink. Yeah.
Clink, clink, clink.
But
Yes, I
well, is gin itself thick? And you're
don't
actually, like,
no.
watering it down
No.
with the tonic? Because I'm telling you,
Oh my
whatever
god.
I drank was like, well, I'm not gonna say it's syrup, but it was thick and it just was not appealing. But okay,
Wait a minute. You paid a bartender. Maybe it was
it was
something that he put. Maybe he was trying to roofie you because gin is not thick, tonic's not thick. It's all just normal, regular liquid that you
the
drink down your
hell.
throat.
Well, okay, when I come down to the bay, you gotta make me a gin and tonic with
I
your
sure will.
refreshing lime, and then we'll see. We'll actually do a podcast while we're drinking it so that I can actually tell the audience, you guys are right. No, you're not. It's still thick as fuck. I don't like it.
Oh my god. Okay, you're that's a deal. I will make you a gin and tonic as soon as I see you, and I bet you it won't be thick. However, the server might be, and you're gonna love it.
Oh my God, okay. All right, well that's a deal. And I'm so happy that I'm podcasting with you today, Kendra, because talking to my best friend during
Hmm.
these times is just so helpful. Let
Yeah.
me tell you this. Okay. So I'll actually tell you 2 things. Um, I only have a short little bit of life left on this earth that God is gonna bless me to continue to have, right?
Stop. I've told you stop saying that. You don't have a short time of life
Girl,
left
what
on
do you
this
think
earth.
you think I'm a fucking hobbit? I'm gonna live on for like 400 years? Girl, I'm gonna
No,
die soon.
but you're not even 50 yet. You stop
Whatever, I'm
saying
old, bitch.
short
Old as
amount of
shit.
time.
I am a half of a century old or about to be. But let me just tell you 2 things, okay? And
Uh-huh.
it is a little funny. But um Marlon Wayans was being interviewed and he was on a podcast and he said, I think he was 51. He goes, I have 51 beautiful years behind me. I know that I will not have another 51 years promised to me. But whatever, how many years I do have, which is going to be obviously less than what I've already lived on this earth, I will be damned to allow any person bring me down, make me feel bad about myself, and
That's right.
stop my dreams, any time of my journey, et cetera, et cetera. I applaud him for that. And I was like, you're right.
Mhm.
That's why I'm doing the podcast with you because you're my best friend and we love to do shit like this. Doing my vlogging, I'm gonna do my stand up because that's what makes me happy, and I'm not gonna allow anybody to try and deter me from doing the shit that I want to do. So
Amen.
Now, there was a movie. Hey, okay,
We
so
really need to get sound effects, like
I
real
can't,
sound effects.
we gotta get that shit going. So, remember Amy Schumer in the movie, uh, I Think I'm Pretty or something like that?
I think I'm
So,
pretty.
okay, so she's a plus size person like myself. She's
Mhm.
just living her life unhappily, and she continues to see that she's not getting any boyfriend. She doesn't have a life that she wants. She wants to work at this fashion magazine that, is like the it magazine, but they're all beautiful, so nobody wants her fat ass there, right?
Oh my
But
god.
so she meets this one woman at a spin class, and she did
Uh-huh.
exactly the same thing as me. I fell off of an elliptical in front of everybody, so I totally know. I totally get it. But she tried one more time to get on this, um, on a different time. Was riding so hard she fell off, knocked herself unconscious, and woke up thinking she was the most beautiful thing on earth. Still pretty. Okay,
Yes,
so
I do
I
remember
feel
that,
pretty.
yes.
And I sat there,
Uh-huh.
I just watched it a couple of days. But from that time, that moment of when she had gotten that concussion, woke up and looked at herself and was like, "Oh my God, I'm the finest thing on this God's green earth.
Girl.
No one could tell her shit." Let me tell you
Uh-huh.
about it. She looked exactly the goddamn same. But in her mind, and when she looked in the mirror, you couldn't tell her nothing. Her confidence was boosted 150%. So much so that she walked herself, same looking self, into that office and she demanded that job and she got it. And
Period.
everything. She got a man. She got this super ass fly ass man was trying to get at her. Everything. It was such a. I loved it because it's really based on your perspective of your life and how you are and how you live it. You don't have to be a drop dead gorgeous person or
Mhm.
someone with a six pack and all that stuff. As long as you have that personality and that drive, people are going to be attracted to that. And that is what really makes you attracted, especially comedians, because some comedians are ugly as fuck. But yet, they're sexy as shit, right?
David Letterman. Yes, David Letterman.
The crowd, ew, wait a minute, hold on, what? The
You
crowd,
know, David Letterman has always done it for me. He's not cute at all, but there's something about David Letterman where I'm just like, "You know what, David? You know
mm,
what?"
I can't really say shit because you know how I love me some Christopher Walken. That little
Ugh.
crypt keeper is sexy as fuck. I
Okay,
think he
wait,
might be
hold
dead.
on. Let me just say this. I've told you this privately for the last 30 years, and I'm gonna say it publicly in front of everyone. You are that person. Your confidence, the way that you carry yourself, but there's a difference.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're confident and you're beautiful. So you
Oh,
have the credentials, like you have the right to have all that confidence that you had. I've told you this 1,000 times. Whenever I'm a little insecure about something or in a new place and I'm not sure, I always try to channel my inner Jennifer. I always have told you that
hey, shut
because
up.
no, you
Shut your
know
ass
this
up.
because you know, like I say, you are yourself. You show up authentically to everything you go to. You're always this funny, bubbly, happy, beautiful girl. Oh my
Yo,
God, why am I getting all emotional? Like I want to
I
cry.
know, I'm
Girl,
getting emotional because I feel exactly the same thing about you. That's why
whatever.
we're best
Anyways,
friends.
listen. So
That's my
you've
best
always
friend.
shown as this person, and I've seen you do it a million times. And every time, even though I've seen it a million times, I'm always like, Jira's fucking incredible. And I
Oh my
always
God.
then myself, when I feel that insecurity or uncertainty or whatever that is that you feel, I'm always like, Jennifer would be like this if she walked in. Jennifer would do this. And you draw these people in, they love you. And so I always am trying to channel my inner Jennifer. So whatever
Oh,
story you're telling about Amy, that's your story. That's your
that it
story, bro.
K-Back, I'm telling you, that is almost so many people's stories, but they never get to that part. Nobody gets blessed of getting knocked out by some kind of gym equipment and wake up thinking that they are the most gorgeous person, right? You got to work on yourself internally and just say, you know what? God has blessed me with this body, this mind, this face. I was blessed from these parents, and I'm going to show out. Well, I would try
Yes.
to. I know. I
Yeah.
mean, again, like I said, I don't think I'm like the prettiest girl in the world because I think I'm just pretty basically average. I think that I am funny. I do think that. I think I'm funny,
Mhm.
just like you. But thank you, Kay. First off, I just want to thank you so much,
You're
sincerely. That
welcome.
was very sweet. Um, but yeah, so it just living by both. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you, Marlon. Thank you, Amy, because I'm gonna live my motherfucking life because
Thank
life.
you, Oprah Winfrey.
You
Thank you,
know,
Tom Cruise.
tell me Tom Cruise because of life is not promised to you tomorrow. Did
Uh-huh.
Charlie Kirk think that he was not gonna come home from
Mm.
that debate? No.
Mm.
He thought he was safe on a college campus debating with majority of conservative youth, right?
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
he has done this many times over. So you never know. And then the Ukrainian woman, horrible that she was attacked and stabbed on a uni bus
Mhm.
just recently, a few days ago. A young black female was on a public bus and the assailant came from behind and slit her throat.
Oh my god.
She, I believe, you know, she survived it. But this
My
trauma
god.
that is being inflicted on these people for no reason, these children at the church who were killed, 2 children were murdered, and I believe it was like 21 others were wounded during the in Minneapolis on August 27th. It was a mass shooting. That's just 4 things that have happened, 4 too many things that have happened, but it's making me think we need to do more with what life we have. And that's why I'm not trying to be all doomsy, like I'm going to die tomorrow. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I don't know when I'm going to pass away, but because I don't know when, I'm going to make the most of every day that I am until the day that I'm not here, right?
Amen.
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 So to that, I'm going to drink this base. Hold on. Let me get a drink. Let
Yeah.
me get a
Yeah.
drink this shit.
Is it thick?
Oh, my.
Oh. Listen, listen. All that crying.
I know I have
Drink.
a baby throat. That sounds so
Hold on. You
gross.
do not have a baby throat. Drink.
Don't tell
What?
Epstein that. Anyways,
Oh my god. Okay.
throat. That's why. Are you a throat goat? You got some throat coat for that throat goat.
Oh my god. What is happening right now?
I don't know. The basil hate. Oh no. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. We're gonna cut down the basil hatings just like the what was the other drink that was Habiki?
Okay, it's a Biki moment. Yeah.
It will get you. You don't care what country you're from. They will get you. So
It will get you. So there's been so much violence in the world lately. It's awful. I'm sorry that this is all happening, and I can
yes.
definitely understand why you're in a somber mood. I get it. I'm right there with you. Let's kind of shift gears and to get in something that I think brought us both some joy
Oh,
over the last week that you and I have been talking about and cracking up and giggling about. What do you say?
I love it because as I said, when I'm with my best friend, this is when I feel the best because we can uplift each other and
Exactly.
unknowingly, you just being on the podcast with me makes me, joyous. So,
Oh, thank
I
you.
know
I know
we
because
all happy and stuff. We need the sappy sounds and stuff put in here too. Can All right.
it's a sweet one.
Well, please
Um,
share some good news with me. Something light and funny. Make me laugh, please.
yes, 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 for sure. So let's talk about what was bringing us straight up joy last week. And well, there was a couple of things, but the one thing that really stood out was the whole Drewski situation.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I knew.
So see it. I mean, I don't know how you would have saw it. Maybe you're living under a rock or something. If you did not see it, go to Drewski's page on Instagram, right? So my guy dropped a skit where he dresses up as this like redneck country white dude that's going to these NASCAR events. And when I say he dressed up, y'all, he dressed up. His whole body was painted in a flesh colored white tone. I don't even know what you would call it, but it was so good. It was nothing like the White Chicks movie. It was nothing like Donna Briggs. I don't know if technology has just gotten that much better or makeup has gotten that much better, but his looked convincing.
It was first of all, white chicks were supposed to be a parody and to really
Mhm.
look like they weren't gonna look as real as they did, which they actually stepped it up with Eddie Murphy's makeup. But
Yeah.
Drewski's artist needs to be hired and showcased because that
Yeah.
rosacea, that sunburn, that matched the overall that was down,
Oh my gosh.
tattoos, the
Yeah.
tattoo over that. Oh my gosh, that was brilliant.
They straight up gave him the makeup artist team, because it has to be more than a couple people, the team straight gave him a red sunburn, but it was the shirt, like tank top, like the I don't want to say a redneck tank top, but you know a redneck tank top with the big ass armholes and the,
Yeah.
like you would see him buying a Slurpee at 7-Eleven, with long hair and mullet and shit like that type of
What
sunburn.
you just described Drewski. That's exactly how he looked.
Exactly. So that's what he had. So full makeup and it was oh my God, it was hilarious. All the things that he was saying, he kept going, bring on the troops. And he had this really thick Southern accent. And
And
he
he
was,
called some lady Mima, and then had some lady sit on his and had her smoking a cig from him. A
oh
stoke.
my God. He found this
Oh
old
my god.
little white lady getting out her trailer. And he was like, hey there, Mima. Hey there. It's just
And
like, it was
when
hilarious.
Mima finds out, she
Girl,
finds out, then
girl.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, she been already found out, but she probably's like, "You know what? I still like him." That was
Maybe. Let's
the
hope
most
so.
action she had gotten in many years.
In many years, facts. So, the internet did what it does. So
Of course.
half the people are on there laughing. I wasn't going to say half. I would say 80% of the people on there were just laughing. They were
I
in
was just
amazement.
gonna
They couldn't
say,
believe how
yes.
well this was done.
It is majority all races, including white people who said, "Me as a white male find this hilarious and think that this is extremely talented."
All facts, but 20% of them were pissed. They want to cancel him. And if you look at his latest post as of, I don't know, I want to say Saturday. So maybe something new now, but as his latest post as of Saturday, he's on there. The caption just says, "Oh, am I canceled?" Because people were kind of in an outrage about it, saying that it was whiteface and saying if they can do whiteface, then we can do blackface. And here's my take on that: blackface is rooted in oppression and hatred and racism.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Mm.
no, under no circumstances is blackface going to be okay. Now, whiteface, we've never were able to turn the pages like that or turn the tables like that where we were in a place of power where we could oppress.
Let me ask you this, do you think it's racist if you put blackface on a black person?
Well, why would a person need to have black? Why would a black person need blackface? Your face is
Probably
black.
because a non-black person made the poster of a black person in blackface and also a clown. As of yesterday, the MAGA billboard in Montgomery sparks outrage and racist remarks because they have 2 black men listed or, portrayed on a billboard, and they're in that sad, clown face, like that oboe
Mhm.
clowny face that
Yeah.
they superimpose on the 2 black men, and it says, "Let's get these clowns out of here and make work great again."
I think if a black person puts on blackface trying to portray minstrel shows and things like that, I don't think that's appropriate either. I don't think it's appropriate. I think it's a sad part of our past. It needs to be left in the past.
Mhm.
I don't care who the protagonist is in it. I don't care if it's a female, a male, a black person, a white person, an Asian, whoever. I don't feel like that needs to be portrayed, period. But I feel like what Drewski did was different. I felt, and it's not because I have a double standard. It's not because of that at all. It's because there is no oppression there's no history of oppression with people playing white guys. With
Right.
with folks playing white guys or white face, if you want to say that, it's always been some sort of like movie
Privilege?
or kid. Remember Soul Man from back in
Yep.
the 80s
Oh my god. For the people
and
who are listening, do you guys remember Michael C. Howell? Is it Thomas? Michael C. Thomas.
Michael C. Thomas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. I think his name is Michael C.
Can I tell
Thomas.
you something?
Hmm. Hmm.
All all the black people looked at him like, "This ain't no nigga."
Like what are you trying to have? Just like when well, even more recently, remember when Angelina Jolie did that movie and she played a black woman?
"No, stop it. I don't want to. Don't even no, bye, click."
You
What
don't
are you
remember that really?
talking about? What are you talking about?
Hold
Hold on,
on,
shut up.
Angelina. Yes, that was a few years ago. That
What
must have been maybe 10, maybe 7 years ago. She played a black woman.
what
Angelina
did somebody black
Jolie.
woman play?
Hold on, let me show you.
Oh my god, I do remember this shit. Why? Why is she
A
black?
Mighty Heart. That was the movie. It was in 2007. Wow, so a long time
Shit,
ago. She
this
played
shit.
a black woman.
First of all,
She didn't look like a black woman. She looked like Angelina Jolie with curly hair. That's what she looked like. So if you go back, when this first came out, the News Herald of all places did a very interesting piece on this called Shades of Blackface. And they said that this was also a form of blackface, although in it she wasn't mocking a black woman or anything like that. She was trying to play a biracial woman, but it was still considered very controversial for the time. And I really honestly, for the life of me, don't know why they just didn't hire a black woman or
like
a biracial woman to play that.
Danny Newton, Halle Berry, those two chicks were in that same realm.
Ray Day Chong, what's her name?
Ray Day Charles. She was what? Well, she I don't know because she got confused and thought that Michael C. Thomas was black, so I wouldn't put her in there. You know what I'm saying? She's smoking too much weed from her dad. So this right here, though, do you remember 1959 film Imitation of Life?
I've always heard about Imitation of Life, but I've never seen it because I'm far too young for that.
Uh, me too. Me too. I
Mhm.
was gonna look it up. I heard about it, and that
Apparently, no, Jay, apparently you're not too young for that. See, now you only got 5 years of life left and shit. The shit you're
right. That's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying. So from what I heard of how this movie went, it was a African American female who had to present as white so that she can kind of blend into. And her parents were like, "Hey, you're gonna have to be. This is what you're gonna have to be, unless you go out on the field." So yeah, that movie, and I believe they did a new adaptation of that back in like early '90s or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably starred Angelina Jolie, the light
Well,
skinned lady.
that's so funny. Well, I don't think that what Jolie did was mean spirited. I also
Oh
don't
no,
think that what Drewski did was mean spirited.
I don't think
I don't feel
so.
like he was mocking white people in a struggle. I feel like he was just playing a character, right?
Mhm.
Hmm. Remember when Martin used to play Chad from Finance?
What?
Do you remember that?
Wait, on his show?
Yes, there were like 5 episodes. I think his name was Chad. I could have the name wrong, but I thought his name was Chad. He was a
Mm.
white guy with a mullet and the like he'd wear like cowboy boots and he'd have his pants tucked into his cowboy boots and he'd be like, "Yeah, Gina." Like, you don't
General finance. I gotta look that one up. Yeah,
remember him? Right. So Chad from Finance, if they ever had a party, have Gina and Pam work together, Chad from Finance would always come and it'd always be Martin portraying this white dude. And I think at one point, I want to say Pam and him kind of had a little bit of a fling, but that could have been, but his name was Chad from Finance. No,
wait, look, I looked up, there's absolutely no pictures of Chad from Finance Martin.
wait, here he is. Oh, his name wasn't Chad from Finance. His name was Bob. The makeup has come such a long way
Oh,
from
oh my gosh, he is so Hall and Oates. Oh my god.
calling. Oh my God, for real. For real, for real. The
He
makeup has come such a long way.
oh my god, I mean, sorry, Bob from marketing. Bob from marketing is having me. It's Bob from marketing, not Chad from finance.
Oh
That's a
my
totally
God,
different
who's Chad from Finance?
I don't know, but it's just hella funny. Bob from marketing, I can't. Oh, Lord.
So Jersey, I don't feel like was mean spirited. I feel like he was just playing Bob for marketing. You know what I mean? He wasn't out here disrespecting anyone's culture, and I feel like that's where it gets dicey.
We're into comedy and we don't want to censor comedy. They're trying to censor comedy so much. There's so much bad stuff happening in the world. All we have is comedy. And if we take that away, then what do we have? Right?
Right, right,
The
right.
fact is good fun and everybody's enjoying it. And you can just celebrate the creativity of everyone. Because I'm telling you, when I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'll be rolling and I'm so impressed with some of the creativity of either
Yeah,
me that's making fun of something or they've created something or they just created their own skit. It's hilarious. It makes my day lighter and
yeah,
then get hit with all this news because I have to stay informed. I have to. So I have to watch something that's kind of brings me back, right? Brings me back
yeah.
to myself. So That was it. I I I like Bob from finance. I'm sorry, who's it Bob from marketing? He
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I said the makeup has come so far from when Martin was playing Bob for marketing to now Drew Seed's playing. I didn't even get the name of the character that he was playing. Let's keep it 100, right? If y'all are mad at Drewski and a mullet, but you don't say anything about when Hollywood's been doing brown face, they've been doing yellow face, they've been doing blackface for decades. Check yourself, right? Check yourself. Because I
Are you
feel
right?
like if Drewski made you uncomfortable, it's maybe because you saw yourself in them. Or maybe you saw one of your family members,
And
your
and
Uncle Jethro or some shit in him.
and let me know, where can you be mad at the video? He had dumb white folks having a good ass time.
Oh my god, they were so happy with Drewski. They were having the
Right.
time of their lives.
I mean,
Mima.
are you gonna be mad because they were duped? But
Right.
'cause
That's what it
the
is.
the character in which was partying with them was inclusive, that he was having a great time with them all, he wasn't showing any type of violence towards them. Well, well, except for the black dude. He probably made their day even better than what it would normally would have been, all boring and shit.
Right. The parts where he was finding you something safe to do to the black dudes, I'm wondering so much if the black dudes were in on the skit. Were they looking at him like,
It
"This
had to
doesn't look
been.
like Drewski."
Drewski woulda got that makeup whooped off his ass. They
That's what
would
I'm like, were
have
they
him
in
arms
on
out,
it?
never seen his regular black legs. I'm telling you.
Right, right, right. So I was like, I couldn't figure out if they were in on it or not. That was when he said to the black dude, "Go find you something safe to do." I just about fell out. I just about passed out.
Yeah, I think that was part of the skit, and that's probably part of his crew because he has so many.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I feel like the bottom line is that comedy is supposed to make you laugh, right? And squirm sometime and maybe even get you a little uncomfortable. And I feel like Brewski pulled it off perfectly. I don't feel like he's canceled and then he can get canceled. If anything, he's just become an honorary pit crew at NASCAR, if anything, right? But
Well, speaking of, what about the white guy who looks just like him, who responded?
oh my
And
God, I love him.
right?
Love him. Now I've watched all his videos and I've gone down the rabbit hole. So, listeners, there is a guy, darn it, we got to find his name.
Yeah,
There is a guy when Drewski was in, I don't even want to call it whiteface because I think that's ridiculous. When Drewski was in the character, the NASCAR character,
right. Mhm.
there was another guy that came on who looked very similar to Drewski, who had that very thick southern drawl, who was wearing overalls, who had similar hair. And he's like, "Yeah, Drewski." And people are saying you look just like me. And he's like, "I'll be honored. I'm coming and drive and the such and such. I'll be honored if you come." That camper's real nice. So I thought that was all like hilarious. And I love that the one thing that comedy can do is it's a unifier. You know what I mean? Like we
Yes.
all can laugh at the same things and have a good time and we can all laugh at each other. Now, I will say this though. And this is for me personally. This is my own personal growth that I need to do.
Mhm.
I say that comedy is a unifier and it is. And I laugh at a lot of things, but sometimes I'm like, where is the line? Who determines the line between that went a little too far?
Yes.
Because sometimes it comes out of comedy and it comes into mean spirited that went a little too far. For instance, blackface. Of course, we always know that that's the line.
Mhm.
But that brings me to another person, and I don't know how our listeners are going to feel about this, but I'll tell you how I feel about Theo Vaughn. He
Yeah.
bothers me sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
He bothers me sometimes, but then I see him. I see him on his podcast. He'll have other black comedians on. He's had Drewski on his show a few times. And there was one episode I was looking at where Drewski was on there and they were talking about saying the N word.
Oh,
And Theo Vaughn was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. You can't say it. You gotta do like I do and just write it down."
uh-uh.
And yeah, just write it down. And Drewski was like, "What the fuck?" And so it's hard. I'm trying to understand, was this a skit or was Theo Vaughn really doing this shit? Is he really saying that? There's something about a southern drawl that kind of puts me on the edge a little bit, that keeps me kind of guarded,
Mhm.
that puts my head on a swivel when I hear that thick Paula Deen type of
Right.
type of
Right.
drawl. It's kind of
No, when I first heard of Theo Von was rolling off his stuff, his stand up, his comedy, things like that. But then he kind of like faded off from me, but then he kind of resurfaced during the Trump administration, and he's over
Yeah.
there right by side with fucking, with other people there, and so coupled with the newer the comedy that he's doing while on his podcast, it just doesn't sit with me as well as it did when I didn't know. So, yeah, I can absolutely see that, and, I still think he is a funny comedian. He's just probably not one that I choose to listen to anymore. But,
So here's the thing though.
yeah.
So how we want to check people that are not right, you know what I mean? We have to kind of check ourselves too. And we have to understand, is this us being biased or sensitive?
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't
I
know. As a black woman, as a black woman, I love my people, and I'm gonna rally for my people and protect my people and feel some type of way. So I have to check myself too about that line. Like, hey, Kendra, you say you love comedians and you say that you love comedy and you say that people shouldn't be censored, but this bothers you. So I have to kind of walk that line too to find out.
but, okay, the beauty of it in America is they have freedom of speech. We have comedians, like, as I said, same thing, protecting our comedians and having in the right to say what they want to. But we also have the right to just not listen to 'em, right? So it's
Fact.
not that I wanna kill them or I wish
Right.
hate on violence, I
Yeah.
just listening to them. That's it.
Yeah.
I just said, "Oh, okay. Well, that's one less person
Mhm.
that I'm gonna listen to." That's it. Not that, and I told you, he's still, I think, a completely funny guy, just not my stuff that I wanna listen to, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, good discussion on that. Okay, so my last topic for tonight is something else that was also having us chuckle the entire week, which was the
Mhm.
Rob Lowe roast, specifically
Oh my god.
Ann Coulter.
Oh my god. Oh Lord. They
Oh my! So Ann Coulter. So the only thing that kept popping in my head was, remember on Friday when they stole dude's chain and they were like, "You gonna cry in the car?" That's all I kept thinking about. I was like, Ann Coulter's in the car crying her ass off.
My daddy gave me that chain. I'm telling you. I'm
What do
telling
you
you.
think? Jewel, Jewel, her one little part did it all, killed it all. Just
She
and
was
that's what had Ann Coulter crying.
she was beginning and she set the damn tone. I mean, first of all, okay, again, remember, I'm all for comedy. That wasn't comedy. She was going for the jugular. She was like, I can't wait to tell this bitch off. I got a stage. You give me a mic. She's sitting right here. She can't say shit. Oh,
Oh,
I'm fucking. I mean,
right. She
yeah.
she
And
was
how
crying a cliff.
I know I couldn't sit there. I would never, ever join a roast because I would
Why would anybody subject themselves to a roast?
right. I I'd have Will Smith everybody in that bitch. And then what? Then I'm the bad guy, right? Shit. Nah, I just stayed home.
It gave me an insight more into her psyche, because why in the world would she accept an invitation to that? She knows she's going to be a fucking target. So it's like, and you know no one likes you. Why would you even go and agree to be on the dais? Because or the dais, whatever they call it. Because
Mhm.
you know good and goddamn well you're going to get clowned. So for me, that makes me think she's a narcissist. She was thinking like, oh, I'm going to go. No one's going to bother me, and I have tough skin and I can take it. No, Anne, they tore your ass up. They tore your ass up, and I was fucking here for all of it. I that was during the time I was sick and I had COVID, and I could barely even laugh because I was coughing and choking so hard, but I didn't give a shit. It was worth the cardiac arrest.
I cringe and I can't watch it if I know that the person is being so heavily embarrassed. I share in the embarrassment and I can't do it. I can't even watch it. I just gotta turn that shit because I'm like, I can't even.
Maybe if it was someone that I actually respected and admired, then yes, it would be probably hard to watch. But there's no respect for Ann Coulter. There's no admiration for Ann Coulter. I want to beat Ann Coulter up, let her whoop her ass. You know, I slap bitches, and that's a bitch I want to slap. So there's absolutely nothing. I enjoyed every single ounce of it. Every single ounce of it. I want you to get clout. Like, get on the DS and get clout. Like, I want to get your feelings hurt. Now, do I want somebody to shoot and kill you? No, absolutely not. But do you need to get your feelings hurt a couple nights? Yeah, bitch. She needs to feel that.
Thought they compared it to a horse because I was looking at her long ass face, but it really wasn't. I had to look it up. Manning joked about her and said, "It's not that I'm afraid of competition, but I'm not going to be in the same room with the only athlete who's been in the Kentucky Derby and not been allowed to have a drink." So apparently it compared her to a horse. I knew it. I was like, this long ass face had to be. Rob Lowe at the end was like, that was more of a bombing than a Muslim convention. Oh my. I'm telling you,
Oh, that's rough. That's rough right there.
I wonder, and I never go back on roasts to see if any of those comedians get canceled because again, it is a platform of comedians, and it's like no, there is no holds barred there. Everybody's gonna get it. Everybody's gonna get it, and I
I
think
think the roast is about pushing boundaries and crossing the line a little bit. Yeah. So
Mhm.
anyway, so there were, and it's for, so I say all that to say, for all the tragedy that we had this week, we also had some bright spots in there too.
we we did. Thank you so much for bringing that because I hate that my mind tends to dwell on the negative when
Hmm.
'cause I really do think I am a very positive person, and that's what makes me nervous, is that there's so much negativity that it's actually starting to affect me, and I'm like, "Do I need to go see some counseling?" Because I'm usually a very naturally happy person, and now I'm waking up feeling, like I said, senses of doom, and that
Mm.
sucks.
That's
So
all anxiety. And I am big on counseling. Shout out to my therapist. You know who you are, girl. But I'm all big on counseling. But I think that what you're going through now is what I went through in 2020. And I needed to take a media detox because too much media is only going to scare you. And remember what our Lord and Savior said. He did not give you a spirit of fear, but of love and of peace and of a sound mind. So maybe you need to do a little bit of a detox. I
I get
detoxed
it.
in 2020. I used to be someone, first of all, I used to want to be a newscaster. When I was a little girl, I wanted to grow up and I wanted to be an anchor, right? On the nightly news. And
Mhm.
I watched news probably from when I was 10 years old to every single day. I was watching that 10 o'clock maybe before went to bed. And I remember one time, Jennifer, talking to you and being like, you don't watch the fucking news? Like, like, I need to get on it.
Mm.
And
You
then
see
I
how
got
it changed. I call you,
right.
look, "Why watching the news? You be on it."
We totally switched places because in 2020, when everything went crazy, it was George Floyd, it was pandemic, it Black Lives Matter, every fucking thing was going on. I was like, I have to opt out of this because it is taking its toll on mental health. And it was
Yeah.
consuming me.
Yeah, I remember
So I took that news media detox and I never went back. So now really I get all my news from you, Jay. Like you send me stuff
I
all the time. I'm
but
like, no, I didn't think that happened. I didn't know. I didn't know. What's everybody talking about? What is this?
somebody
And
somebody gotta know when we gotta panic shop. Somebody gotta know when we gotta buy all the toilet paper and water and shit.
no,
Somebody got
no,
just saying.
no, no, no. There, ignorance is bliss has always been the term. And I feel like there really is some comfort in that. There really is, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get too out of hand where when it's time to mobilize, do whatever it is that we need to do, we're not doing it because we don't know.
Right.
But I also feel like that happening is highly unlikely when there's something that really needs to get to the forefront because we have phones, we have computers, we're at work, we're on, we're in places where information is constantly being fed to us. So you'll get what you need to get. So I say all that to say maybe a little media detox would be good for you. And maybe you can't do a cold turkey, but maybe like I'm only going to allow myself to watch the news programs for 30 minutes once a week. That's it. I'll have to get a recap and that'll be it. Because if it's affecting your mood, friend, I don't
I
want
know.
that for you.
I know. I
I've
don't
been
want to
there.
myself either. That's why we're supposed to be on this damn podcast.
Right.
Do you remember?
Oh,
My mood has changed a little. It's still a little wonky, but by the next time we have our swing, it definitely should be on the upswing. So
I'm
thank you.
glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Take a couple more swigs of your basil Hayden, and
Yeah.
that will get you right where you need to be.
So for our listeners today, you can always DM us on our Instagram, which is Mood Swing Podcast. You can also email us at moods@moodswingspodcast.com. When you do email us, please make sure to list your mood of the day and then let us know what your comment, your feedback, or suggestion. That's much appreciated. Thanks for listening, guys.
And if you find something to be offensive that you didn't like, that you didn't agree with, you want to talk about it, don't, because we don't give a fuck.
Right there, you know what? I'm gonna have to clink that one too.
Click, click, click. All right. I love you, Jay.
Love you, Kay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink, clink, clink.